In this video, I will show you how to capture cinematic shots for travel films using a MT3 Pro gimbal. I'm going to take you through how I shot this sequence, what kind of shots I used, and other tips and tricks on how to achieve smooth cinematic footage. But what even is cinematic? You know, everybody's heard the word, everybody has heard the term, but most people don't even know what it means. So let's break it down. Cinematic stands for the closest you can get to that Hollywood look you see on TV. And a very important aspect of that is smooth footage, and for that you need a good gimbal. This is the MT3 Pro gimbal, and today I'm gonna show you how to use it. A cinematic travel edit can be shot in a number of different ways, with a number of different techniques, shots, and angles. We're talking push in and pull back shots, tracking shots or follow shots, orbit shots or low angle shots, you name it. For this specific shoot, I'm going to be using the MT3 Pro from Hohem with a Canon R7 with a 18-150 lens, and also has a cage on it. So it's a pretty heavy setup, and I was really looking for like a light gimbal that could handle heavy payloads, and this one's definitely handling the job. This big boy handles up to 2.5 kilos, which is really good for a really light gimbal like this. I can easily manage it and not get tired after 5 minutes, which is really good. And so I'm really excited to do this shoot and take you along with me. Starting with the push forward shot, this is one of the best ways to set the scene and show a location. With a simple, slow, steady push, just slowly walk towards your subject. I like to keep this one quite wide to establish the location. Pro tip here, add a foreground element to your shot. This will give it more depth, which will make it more dynamic and cinematic. Next we have the follow or tracking shot. For this shot, you can really use a number of different techniques. A regular follow shot, where you follow behind the subject in a steady pace, always making sure to keep them in the middle. Followed by a reverse follow shot, which is basically the same thing, but this time you're walking backwards in front of the subject, keeping them in the middle of the frame. There's also one of my favorite ones, which is the side follow shot, where you literally just walk next to your subject, following their movement, just like the previous two. Here you can use foreground elements such as trees to create transition shots. To do this, make sure to do the exact same motion and framing with different focal lengths, and then cut right as the foreground element appears in the scene. I was actually struggling to stay perfectly still and get this one shot where the camera is following the subject from right to left in one place. So I activated the AI tracking feature by asking the subject to give a ready sign. Then I directed the shot from a distance to make sure I didn't disrupt with the detachable touchscreen remote with live feed monitoring. This feature is definitely a game changer. This is honestly one of my favorite features of this gimbal, because you can literally just relax and let the gimbal do the job for you. And I finally nailed it. Next we have the low angle shot. This is one of the best ways to introduce a subject in a dynamic way. Just simply get low to the ground and tilt the camera up slowly as you're following the subject. This will add a beautiful dynamic motion to your shot, and is a great way to start introducing your subject into the scene. Coming up next, we have the reveal shot, a slow, steady side movement that is perfect for revealing a scene. The orbit shot. This is one of my favorite shots that I love to include in my own travel films. Just simply walk around your subject and ask them to look around the opposite way you're going. This creates a super dynamic movement around the subject and creates a sense of wonder and admiration for the world around them. You can also shoot at a tighter focal length to really bring the background closer and create a cinematic, dynamic shot. Next, we have the pullback shot. This is arguably the best way to end the sequence. Just simply pull back away from the subject, but this time try to add a foreground element at the end of the shot instead of the beginning. Now there's an extra shot that I'd like to share with you, which is the Dolly Zoom shot. This is one of my favorite ways to end a film. Simply frame your subject right in the middle and push the gimbal forward as they look at the camera. In post, create a zoom out movement going the other way using keyframes, and that's it. You have an amazing, unique shot that will take your film to a whole different level. Now using a gimbal is already going to give you smooth footage. I mean, that's the whole point of it. But there's a couple of techniques that you can do to make it even smoother. The first one I want to tell you about is called the ninja walk. You've probably heard of this one, but it's super simple. It simply consists on slightly bending your knees a little bit and just walking from tip to toe, slowly and steady. At first it's going to feel a little weird, but with time it's going to start feeling very natural. And you're going to start actually feeling what it does to your gimbal and your footage, and you will notice the difference. So keep that one in mind. So when using a gimbal, a really good practice to have is to just keep your arms here, firm, close to your body, and when you're moving, you just keep the gimbal close to you. The last tip I want to tell you about to improve your gimbal shots and make them smoother is simply try to keep a continuous motion. Kind of like when you're piloting a drone. If you have a drone, you just want to keep your movement very steady and continuous. You don't want to go like this. You want to keep it very steady and continuous as you can. Again, also takes a little bit of practice to make it feel natural, and with time it will start feeling very natural, and you will notice the difference in your shots. Very easy, very simple. Get on it. And that is exactly how you shoot a cinematic travel edit using the MT3 Pro gimbal, with a number of really interesting features that can really take your films to a completely different level. If you like this new gimbal from Hohem, check out their website and get it for yourself. Honestly, one of the best gimbals that I've ever used in terms of being light and handling like heavy workloads, and honestly really cool features like the live feed is pretty insane, the AI tracking as well. And I hope that the shots that we talked about, the shots that I showed you, and the techniques will be helpful to you and will enhance your travel films. Get out there, shoot something, and I'll see you on the next one.